What's up, guys? Welcome back to Browns Talk. This week we got the Eagles, so this is my first preview episode I've done for a game. This one's for the Week 11 Browns-Eagles game. We got an interesting matchup on this one because the weather again, so we'll see how that plays out. It looks like it's going to be less windy, but still crappy, rainy, all that good stuff. So 3 weeks in a row of Cleveland football for the first time in a while. We'll see how that affects it. I'm hoping with less wind that we see more throws. Let's hope we see less drops than the Raiders game. Didn't seem to be a terrible problem last week, and Jarvis seems to be healthier. So let's hope we got a little bit less weather effect here. But as usual, we'll start with the offense. We got an interesting one on that side. They've got, Fletcher Cox, Malik Jackson. They've got a good line, so the pass rush is going to be the big thing. I saw today that Jack Conklin should be back and Cody Parkey, so those are both good notes. And having Jack Conklin is going to be pretty imperative, especially with, I don't know if I've heard if Chris Hubbard has come back, so we definitely want to have Jack in there on the right tackle instead of Kendall Lamb with Chris Hubbard being out. So, nothing against Kendall Lamb, but he is a third string option on the right tackle for a reason. So, offensive line should be in good shape. Let's hope they can keep those guys off of us. They don't blitz a ton. It's pretty middle of the road. So if we can just keep their front four off of Baker, we should be all right, honestly. And if they do blitz, hopefully Baker can take advantage of that, because I have every confidence in our line being able to pick up the blitzes that they put forth, because really the best pressures they have are on their line. So when they're blitzing, it's not really contributing a ton like it would with a team with super duper good secondary players. Their run defense seems good sometimes and then worse other times. Statistically, it's super not great, but their defense overall is middle of the road ranked. So hopefully we get the run defense against the Giants, where they were letting their backup running backs from the Giants run all over them because Saquon's hurt. So hopefully we get that look of it. I have every confidence that we will, just because maybe the Giants lucked into it. And I don't think their O-line's terrible, but it's not the Browns' O-line. So I'm hoping that our O-line puts us in a position to really exploit their run game. Because if you watch that last Giants game, the Giants were just running all over them no matter who it was. Daniel Jones basically had 2 touchdowns. The one got called back because of a hold. But they're letting Daniel Jones break runs multiple times for touchdowns on him. So let's hope that we can make that happen, especially with our better run game. So I think that the passing game should be decent. Without the wind, I really hope Baker can make some better throws. Now, whether they'll get caught in the rain that's going to be happening is a different story, but this should be a better game for Baker just because it's not going to be in 40-mile-an-hour winds from what I've seen. So we'll hope that actually ends up happening and Baker can have himself a good game, and hopefully the wide receivers and tight ends and stuff don't let him down too much because of the rain with drops, because that really killed us in the Raiders game. And it's morale hurting and all that, so the weather sucks, but we really got to not let drop passes and stuff like that happen and get in our way. The Eagles have a -7 turnover ratio, so they're not getting a ton of turnovers on defense. Now, granted, a lot of that's weighted by how many they're getting on offense, but still, they're not hugely turnover prone, so we just got to let that not happen still. We've had much less turnovers this year than last year. I think if we just keep that down, we win the turnover battle, because the weather and our offense being able to put up more consistent points than them, I think we win this one offensively for sure. We'll see what happens there. I'm not super concerned about their secondary and all that. I'm really just concerned about their line, so we'll just have to see what happens on the line of scrimmage there. It's going to make a big difference in the rain, so we'll see what happens. On to defense, Myles being out fucking sucks. Oh, God, it sucks so bad. So we're going to have to get through that. Honestly, I don't think this is the worst game to miss Myles, just because I think that our line, because of how often Carson Wentz has been sacked this year, I think that our line can hopefully get a few sacks without him. But man, he's making a run for Defensive Player of the Year, and it sucks to see him out. It's going to be hard to watch the defense without him out there. let's just hope the line doesn't do super bad. They pass a lot more than they run. They've got 344 passes, 216 runs. 52 of those runs were by quarterbacks. So really, you're looking at like 160 runs to 344 passes. So they don't run a ton. And our secondary is kind of a weak spot, so let's hope they don't just throw it all over us. That's a little bit scary, but our run defense is really good, so I'm hoping we can contain Miles Sanders because he's been pretty good this year when he's in there. And he's right behind Nick Chubb in yards per carry. So hopefully without Miles, the run defense holds up and we kind of put him into a have-to-pass situation where we can be prepared for that. We'll see what happens there. Carson Wentz, although our pass defense hasn't been as good as our run one, Carson Wentz has 12 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, and a 58.2 completion percentage. So for a team like us that has a lot of turnovers, that's a good sign. I feel even better if Myles was in there getting pressure on him plus forcing fumbles. I'd feel a lot better, but still, I think even without Myles, we can probably win the turnover battle in this one. I think that's really going to be the deciding factor. Ronnie Harrison's looking way better, and I think he's due to get another one, honestly, because he's played better than any other defensive back except for Denzel Ward on our team in pretty much the whole year at this rate. So I'm hoping Ronnie Harrison's due for one. Denzel really is due for one. So let's hope one of these secondary guys step up and kind of make up for the lack of pressure we're going to have because of Myles. Because even if our line does a lot of pressure this week, just imagine what it would have been like with him in there. So we're going to be suffering because of the line missing there. And let's hope these secondary guys that have been playing good can just step up and play great for this game when Myles is out, because we really need him to, and I can't wait till he's back next year. So overall, I think our offensive line's going to be able to hold up their biggest defensive strength, so I think we should hopefully be all right. Chubb and Hunt are so much better than any tandem they've played this year by far. So with those two back there, I have every faith that we're going to be able to put up points despite the weather and run on this team. Baker just needs to take advantage of the fact that there's not going to be a ton of wind and just get a few downfield and get maybe a touchdown throw, maybe two, whatever, but he doesn't need to do a ton. He just needs to not turn the ball over and get us moving downfield when he can. They bite on play action a lot. That's a huge advantage for Baker. Just take advantage of that. Get him to bite in, throw a couple downfield, and then let Chubb and Hunt do the rest, and you're probably going to be fine. Really not super worried about the defense, as bad as that sounds. I shouldn't say that, honestly, because without Myles in there, I should be super worried, and I was for the most part until I sat down today and watched a whole bunch of the Eagles offense, and I just think we're still going to be able to get some pressure on them. Hopefully I'm not wrong. But overall, I think this is going to be a win for the Browns, probably. I don't think it'll be anything flashy. I don't think we're going to put up 50 points like we did on the Cowboys or anything, especially not without Odell. But I think it's a win for the Browns, probably by like a touchdown or two, maybe, if we're lucky. But probably, 28-17, something like that, some middle-of-the-road score, but I think we'll definitely win it in a more decisive fashion than the last one, just because I think we won that last one because Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt are just so good, and then the weather just completely inhibited Baker, and I don't think the rain is going to inhibit him as bad as the wind did, so I think we'll have a better passing game than we have the last 2 weeks to go with that. And hopefully the line on the defensive side can just hold up and get some pressure on Wentz and force him to do the Wentz things he does, where he just walks the ball right to you. We'll see what happens. I'm definitely nervous about Myles being out, but what can you do? We got Chubb back at least. We got some other guys back. Let's hope we can carry this one through. We'll see how close my score was, and hopefully I'm at least getting the hang of this at this point, and I'm on the money there. Feel free to let me know what you guys think the score is going to be. Troll me in the comments, whatever you want to do. Subscribe if you want to see more Browns content. I'm going to be doing 2 of these a week, like a preview and a review, and then some highlight videos and stuff like that too, which seem to be doing well. So subscribe if you're a Browns fan, if you want to see more Browns content, whatever the case is. Yep, that's my dog shaking in the background. She's a goofball. I can get everybody else to be quiet but her. What a jerk. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. Have a good week. Go Browns.